So I have no giveaways. Sorry. I was thinking about a database, like free database for everybody, but that's not what we're going to do today. Backpacks are better. I know. But by show of hands, I wasn't here earlier, but how many people work in the tech industry? Okay, so I would say a majority of people, right? So that's the direction that everybody's going. How many of the folks in the audience work with engineers? Keep the hands up. How many of those engineers love their technology? You can put them both up, right? So as an engineer and people designing products, we fall in love with our technology. But I think Matt alluded to a couple of the instances where you fall in love with the technology, but you're not connecting with the C-suite. You need to connect with the C-suite. You need to sell the product, and it has to do something. So we'll talk a little bit about that as we go through the presentation. And really, I was up pretty late last night just throwing slides together. How do you get 2 years of your life solving this kind of problem into a 20-minute presentation? So if it's a little scattered, it's all right. That's how we do it. Okay. First of all, everybody heard of Oracle? Okay. How many now have heard of Oracle Communications? Ooh. Seriously? 2? That's pretty good. So this is the number one complaint. Yeah, this is the number one complaint I get from my sales team, my product. Nobody knows about us. Nobody knows about us. When you're in a large company, $40 billion, 140,000 employees, keep in mind I'm pennies on the balance sheet, which is good, a very good thing, but my marketing dollars are not great. So I'm similar to a smaller company, having to be very innovative in my approach and how to connect our product set and make sure it's adding value in the marketplace. All right. We have 3 acquisitions that we did in our business unit. We have Acme Packet, we have Tekelec, and we have Talari Networks. Anybody ever heard of those 3 companies? One. Which one? Talari Networks, right? SD-WAN, software-defined networks. Acme Packet, session border controllers. Tekelec, core telco network stuff. Everybody's getting excited now, aren't they? Yeah, see, this is my problem. Everybody's getting excited. So I'm a vertical within a large company, but communications is actually horizontal. And we're playing into the fact that trends are happening in the marketplace, and we'll talk about the core trends and why communications is the link for the C-suite to be able to do that. So how did I do that? Focused on 3 key areas. We had to redefine the message, really focus in on what is the C-suite focused, thinking about, and how can we connect to that? Because we were doing a very transactional sell to a low-level technology buyer. We had to up-level our game and create an association. 2, what kind of assets do we need to create and develop as a vehicle for this message? And then lastly, what are the vessels and the outlets to take these assets and the message and deliver it out and get more traction in the marketplace? So those are the 3 things that we're going to talk about. So the message itself seems simple. It seems really, really simple. But everybody wants to live here. And what's happening in the C-suite is my individual product is not solving their individual problems. So it's a multi-product coming together to create a solution to help deliver value to them. So the thing that we focus on is creating a vision at the top level, keywords, defining these keywords, tracking down into solutions, and then being supported by the products. My technology folks cringe. They cringe because I use this slide. I talk about the vision. It's only 10 to 15 slides. 10 to 15 slides. High-level value. We talk about solutions. We narrowed it down into 4 solutions. And then it's all supported by an architecture, which they call the meat. Okay? So this is where my engineers know we need more meat, my SEs. The selling process in our organization was typically sales rep comes in, shakes a hand, introduces everybody, and then hands it over to the SE. Just hands it right over to the technology person, not even speaking. We have to give our salespeople the ability to talk higher. So one of my reps in Minnesota just the other day says, Brian, what you're giving me is phenomenal, because now I'm supporting my message at the C-suite. So when I go down into this transactional selling mode, it's already approved. They're already paying attention. And now I can expand the deal. So creating the vision is critical. Connecting it with solutions that involve multiple products becomes critical. And then finally, can you demonstrate it? So here's my path. From a vision, step one. This is C-suite. VP, vision and solution. Director level, solution and product. Demo, any one of them. With the demonstrations, we have 3 types of demonstrations we focus on. PowerPoint demonstrations, very simple, very clean. A recorded demonstration. You'll start to see product marketing or SEs just being recorded very informally doing a demonstration. Keep it clean, keep it simple. And then a live demo, which gets pretty complex and costs a lot more resources. So these are the 3, and don't mind. This is actually what we produced. Everything over there in my products, that's Oracle shorthand for all the products that I own. So I won't bore you with that. But the solutions you should start to recognize. Unified communications, contact center, security, communication security in particular, and SD-WAN. And then we'll talk about the vision side. Okay? So what do we have to do to change our message? Some of the key things. We wanted to create storytelling moments. I talked about our reps coming in, handing the conversation over to the SEs. These guys are great storytellers. Great storytellers. We had to create those moments and give them the slideware through which they could tell the story. What's the number one thing a C-level wants to hear about? Anybody?
Money.
Money, yes. Okay. Give me a number 2. It might be money. You know what? They want to hear about other customers. Where's the money? Where are other customers? Who else is doing it? Somebody that looks like me. That's what our sales reps do. So if we can do it 3 times, here's 3 different stories. Here's where you get the KPIs. Marry them together, tell the story. And that's what we're doing. So we also, anybody notice, if you've seen Oracle present before, this is our new Redwood template. This is actually a pretty big step for a Silicon Valley technology company. It's pretty modern. It used to be all red. This is a little more artsy and modern, right? So we're coming into the 20th century here. So we're also now looking to use words that elicit feeling. Fear, jealousy, anger, security, things of that nature. We want to associate with that, okay? Create focus on the business value and really drive home with KPIs. And I mentioned customer success. We've gone more to simple taglines. So I try to write off of the greater Oracle. I mentioned I have a smaller budget. There are some things I can get from the greater Oracle, and I try to leverage those into our organization. But greater Oracle doesn't focus on the communications aspect. But my communications can make those applications that we sell in the cloud or on-premise run better. Okay, so it's creating the tie from vision to solution all the way down through. So how did this play out? Example number 1. Who do you think created this slide? What's the audience? Sales engineering. You got it. So this is one of the slides. Great for a certain conversation, but not for the C-suite. What's your job in the C-suite? My buddy, went to University of Illinois in engineering school, and he ended up doing much better than me. So he was the CTO over at Sprint. Got a meeting with him. I said, hey, what are you going to say to him? Before I get you in this meeting, what are you going to say to him? Well, we're going to talk about our technology. No, that's not what we're going to say to him. You're going to talk about the business value and what you can bring. So if you put this kind of slide in a C-suite, What's their reaction? Oh, go talk to so-and-so who runs my network. They drive you down. Their job is to deflect and get you in a different position, okay? So not the approach. How do we look at it? We started breaking this down. We start talking about distributed IT. So everything you saw on the previous slide is what's on this slide and the next sequence. Because it's distributed IT, the fact that you have headquarters, but not just one headquarter, you have global headquarters. The fact that you have retail stores and branch banks. It's causing enterprise applications not to just be within your four walls. You have what we used to be very fearful of, people that bring their own device to work. That was feared. And then we had work from home. How could we ever manage that? And now we have something much more millennial, which is the plug-in workforce. So in order to make that happen, we're tying, again, how do you make that happen as a company and your contact centers? And then a shift to cloud. Where is your data? And are you still providing your customers the best experience? What ties all of that together? A network. It's an enterprise network. So that's how we up-level that message. KPIs to establish C-suite credibility. As you just mentioned, give them the numbers. It costs you money. Security is costing you money. Global fraud, PBX hacking, so on and so forth. Your downtime of your network. Your ability to deliver a quality of experience. So this is just a difference, and then bringing in words of feeling. Okay? Any questions on that? That's a year and a half worth of work. I mean, come on. Jeez. All right, so we have 4 primary solutions. I've completed 1, so this is where the other year and a half is going to come in. Now, so we've completed 1, and we're on our way to delivering others. Oh, sorry about this. Let me get this. So this is how we created a storytelling moment. This slide. So any sales rep can put it up. I just showed you 4 primary solutions. Instead of showing those, you show this. So this is my work task. This is how we work today. This is how we communicate. And how many here have ever been on a Teams call or Zoom? How many have ever heard an echo? Or have video go down? Or, the normal problems. Have you ever thought about why that is? It's your network. It's usually not the application. It's the network. It's because of the plug-in workforce. It's because it's in the cloud. It's because it's distributed. So these are things that we solve for. We connect to that. And how we work matters now. So there's cute little sounds that go on there, but here's an ERP system. So I talked about connecting to the rest of Oracle. So whether it's NetSuite or Oracle ERP Cloud or whatever you have, how do you work? You're plugging in at the Starbucks before you go into your customer account, or you're a CSR that's looking for customer information. You need to be able to connect to that and deliver that experience to the customers. Okay, so, and now we're to the most technical slide we present, and it's about SD-WANs and what happens in that network, right? What happens in that network as you're delivering applications. When you go down to a product level, so this is a huge important step, you have to connect. Don't feel like you can just stay in the clouds in the C-suite. You have to be able to draw the connection. If you don't, you fail. If you don't, you fail. So this is Oracle and Microsoft teaming up, and you can see how it gets a little bit more detailed on the solution side. And we are going to be talking now to a more director level position and driving down in there. All right. Last one on this set. This is now what we do for customer successes. This particular customer success centers around us providing communications to one of the most secure and important air vessels in the world. That's all I can tell you. Okay? So what have we done now from an asset perspective? So that's the message at the vision, the product, and the vision, the solution, the product level. Clean it up, make it simple, do KPIs. Adjust the assets. So aligning the assets to the buyer. In my situation, we had 80% of our assets were in what stage? Technology company. Evaluation and selection. It's what I call selfies. It was all about us. It was selfies. My product, my features, my functionality, and what I'm driving to deliver. Thought leadership, not so much. Education, not so much. There was a point in time 5 years ago I asked, because we're doing $1 million deals. And one of my field marketing folks, I said, well, they're never gonna search it on the internet. That was the mentality. What's the first thing you do? Whether it's $1 million deal or buying a pair of shoes. You Google it and you research it. So we needed to create much more of a presence in 0 through 1, 0, 1, and 2, quite honestly. So we adjusted. I'll leave you with this because this kind of shows the types of assets that we start to create an association with each of these, okay? And these are just some of them that we started off with. We started off with the short videos and infographics, get it related to the numbers. I had a 3-minute video of my executives. Too long for the C-suite. I cut it down into 30-second chunks, topical, quick-hitting chunks, and even from there down to 15. You can't pump it out on LinkedIn. How many of you look at LinkedIn? I don't press on the video, I just look at it. If it looks interesting, I might press it. But I certainly wouldn't look at something for 30 seconds, unless it was a cat or something like this. Okay. We stepped up the amount of bylines that we do, and now we're taking advantage of bigger stories. Microsoft just won a $10 billion deal with the government. Oracle, we're big with the government. I have huge certifications with the FIPS and JITICs and the government, so I bring those together. Take advantage of the bigger story. Larry Ellison gets on stage at Oracle Open World and announced a partnership. I mean, think Microsoft's 125 billion, we're 40 billion. That's a big deal. We used to go at each other's throats. Our technology is here to help Microsoft move Teams to the cloud, move customers to Teams, which is in the cloud. Our software is what helps do it. So tied to the bigger stories, we do have, this is where I leverage the greater Oracle. I do get the benefit of Forbes, Wall Street Journal, The Economist, and siphon off the bigger corporate budget. Finally, social. I'm going to go to social here, an example too. So we create our own, we found these are the best resources. We create our own case studies, and we create our own surveys, and we drive our own content that provides insight. It's about $42,000 per exercise, but we're getting good results. This is what's resonating in the C-suite. Here's some of the videos we talked about, cutting into chunks. And now I'm going to go into social snippets. So social snippets is my team pulling together relevant content and assets we just made, creating one line of a quick little quip to say, hey, look at so-and-so on and then put an infographic link. Or doing a press release. Some of the most valuable real estate we have, because it's our sales teams with relationships, is right here on my email. And now we're leveraging that space. So leverage that space. They're being sent to your most important customers and prospects. Why let it go dead? Keep it fresh, keep it simple. We have a formalized program as well. At Oracle, our biggest kind of problem is trying to make it not too corporate. Keep it personal. Social is personal. So we want to make sure that we throw in and have instantaneous, what I call instantaneous social. So there's planned and then there's instantaneous. Small sample from the Wall Street Journal. One of the things that we brought in here, just bringing it full circle, we had the vision from a smart city perspective. This one's actually on the city of Chicago and what we're doing in the city of Chicago to make it a smart city and how you move it to subscription-based economy. We incorporated a demonstration in here too. One of those 3 types of demonstrations to keep it at a high level. 2 years worth of work, I don't know. It's a technology company. So don't fall in love with your technology. Focus on the message. Get it to a higher level. Focus on your asset mix. I took mine from 80-20 to more distributed across the selling cycle. And finally, make sure you work on your distribution channels. Any questions? I silenced them all.
Anyone? A couple minutes. You can project. I know.
Yes.
I come from a fellow gigantic company, so I feel your pain of taking a long time to do this.
Amazon or where?
Nielsen.
Nielsen? Yep.
Three ratings, so 40,000
Yep.
employees. How did you get stakeholders to come with you along this gigantic transformation?
Great question. So for us within our company, it didn't start with technology. The product folks are the most resistant and still are. It's a tug of war. Sales is on my side. Sales wants to talk at a higher level. They know we need more logos. We're not just going to farm, we're going to hunt. And in order to do that, they got to tell a bigger story. So the technology side, my product management side, is actually pulling me back. So that's where the where's the meat comes from. Like, I still need the meat. I need the meat. I can't have this vision conversation with the people that buy from us. So sales wants to talk higher, product's still stuck here. So I went to sales, and now the most important piece is I'm getting product management involved in building the solutions. So now they can see how it ties from the highest level down to the lowest. Start with sales. Go where the money is. Other questions? Okay. With that,
Great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much, Brian.